Friendship. Using the word friendship quite a lot. I would say relationship, not like friendship.
That word's been used a lot to describe your marriage.
Mr. Darcy is messy AF.
You want the trash? I got it all for you. Let's rehash the mess together.
Hello, I'm Wilko, and welcome to Wilko Rehash. Make sure you like this video. If you do, there's no peer pressure on this channel. I guess there's a little bit. Also subscribe, and if you can donate, you can click the thanks button straight under this video, or in the description there is a link to rehash.com.au/donate where you can really be a sweet baby angel supporter forever and ever. Amen. This is my huge double episode for the homestays, but before we get there, we must check in with Jamie. Well, not Jamie. Let's check in with Dave, because it seems like Dave, there he is. It seems like Dave has gotten some flowers. I guess this is his like Jack forgiveness guide routine. Like he checked in with Jackie and said, what would Jackie need to forgive Ryan? And it seems like just a couple of giant bunches of flowers. Paul and Carina, let's check in with them. He's now regretful once again. He hasn't punched anything this time. And apparently he's had to swallow a huge, large pill.
Pissing me off that we sort of, that it ended up this way. It's made me feel like shit. I regret the way everything went down, and like the way I sort of raised that issue was wrong. Genuinely feel bad for it.
Okay, so after the experts gave him a little dressing down, the Frenchman has decided that now he's regretful. And you know what? Because of this specific subject, we got a lot of messages and comments in regards to how the experts, but not only the experts, some social commentators on the internet didn't go as hard on Ash. Now, remember Ash, it's hard to think so far back, but she was with Jake. Good times. And during the ranking challenge, Jake said some stuff and she ran off immediately to go and tell her little lab rat girlfriends. And she ran off immediately to go tell her little lab rat girlfriends exactly the nasty little things that Jake had said. Okay, firstly, let's talk about what I said. I said Ash shouldn't have done that. Firstly, I will agree. It is wrong of Ash to instantly find out some information, have a bottle of wine to herself, and then go and run to her girlfriends and tell them all of the things that Jake has said. That is not going to be good for trust building in a relationship. That is what I said. I don't know what other social commentators have done, but if you were coming for me, I already reprimanded her in a bunch of videos back. So if you want to go and get that record, you can. I don't know what the experts are doing half the time. So it doesn't surprise me that they maybe didn't pull up Ash but are pulling up Paul. The other thing with Ash is that she took ownership of it immediately and was like, I did a really dumb, bad thing and I shouldn't have done that. Whereas Paul was like, what are you talking about? I'm allowed to say whatever I want. All right, we need to pack our bags for the homestays, but we're also sneaking in just a quick little Chemist Warehouse product placement. I'm not getting any kickbacks from this, but Chemist Warehouse, if you want to sponsor the videos, you surely can. Chemist Warehouse. Some of it's cheap. It's not as cheap as I would like it to be. Anyway, in case you're wondering what we can expect in this episode, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down couple by couple, and I'll make sure I leave the timestamp so you can just skip to the ones you like or hate the most. That's up to you. You might be into Ryan and Jack, and if you are, don't worry because
there's Ryan everywhere. So I've got my antique samurai sword. It's decorated in like a bit of a lone wolf style of things.
Yes, that is a decoration kind of, like some people go Tuscan, some people go like a French sort of decor. He's gone with Lone Wolf Warrior. Yeah. I cannot wait to see what Lone Wolf Warrior looks like. For whatever reason, I didn't click before, but Jackie lives on the northern beaches, shocking, and Ryan is southwest Sydney. So it's a bit of a trek, but it's not like it's that far. They're not crossing state lines to do this long distance thing.
I like finer things in life, and currently Ryan and I live about an hour and a half apart. Realistically, if Ryan and I want to build a future, someone's going to have to move. Have you got a croquet set?
No, I do not.
Oh, she's shocked by that. She's a rich girl. Do you have a croquet set? Is that a thing that you have to have if you live on the northern beaches of Sydney? If you're in Manly, every resident must have a croquet set? And I don't know, I'm coming back around to Jack. You know, I was really bored with it, but now it's just fun. Anyway, back to the real point. They don't live that far apart. But look, we're going to get to Deluluville very, very soon, where Jackie and Rai Rai live. Like many husbands that have come before him, Dave is on an apology tour.
Someone order a husband.
Yes.
These are for you.
Thank you, that's nice of you.
I wrote stay, I want to try, and I want to fight. That's why I'm here.
It's hard right now.
When you said you loved me, it felt like a big deal. And it was a lot. And I couldn't express the emotion side of things because I was scared and I had my walls up. The feelings are there.
Okay, I'm hesitant. Dave goes on to explain that he's living in that scared brain and the feelings are there, and he does apologise, I guess. But Jamie is right to be a bit off about it because it was such a turnaround, like the flip-flopping. I'm not sure who the original Dave is, but I don't know if exactly the original Dave is back, the one that we think is the original Dave. It's very confusing. Like anything in this show, who knows what's going on? It is time for us to get ourselves a little bit of personality. We're off to Perth. We're going all the way over to the west because Adrian must not meet AWHINA's son. Yeah, the decision has been made that Adrian will not meet her kid, and I think that this is one of the better decisions of the season. Well, apart from Morena's delayed walk-in at the commit me ceremony where she was like, here I am. That was the best. Let's say this is the second best decision. Because what we know from this is that AWHINA just likes having sex with Wish Peter Dinklage. I don't know if they actually have any sort of other deeper connection. So don't introduce your son to that guy. No. And because this season is so long, if you don't remember, Cleo, who is AWHINA's twin sister, and Adrian, they have huge beef, so I cannot wait.
As if I've been looking forward to seeing sister. Yeah, I mean, unless I'm delusional here and I'm completely in the wrong. Screaming at someone is not the right thing to do ever. For me,
That's
it's wild
true.
that Afina can't see what her sister Cleo done wrong that day. I still believe she should
I
apologise,
don't think she
but
should though. Why should she apologise? Stop mentioning the apologies.
I'm asking for one.
Wait, all right, we're going to yell about it again because he's so frustrating. Adrian, your friend Red came in with an energy that sparked all of this. Plus, your sisters didn't help, and you, as the partner, the TV husband of AWHINA, you didn't stick up for her once and go, hey guys, let's just back off this energy a little bit. Because I reckon if their energy was different, Cleo's energy would be different. So I think everyone should be handing out some apologies. But I love that we're getting to see the real Adrian once again. The edit and the narrative has been trying to force down this whole like, oh, he's seen the error of his ways and they're so good now, and none of us bought it. He also says, maybe I'm a little stubborn. Just a little bit. It's time to have lunch at Mum's house, and Cleo is obviously invited, which Adrian will be tray mad about. AWHINA goes on to say that they've had a few good weeks, which, don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you have had a good couple of weeks. I feel like maybe you've had a decent 5 minutes.
Anytime we have gotten into a disagreement, there really hasn't ever been a resolution because we're both like so stubborn, but we eventually just like...
Wait, pause. Why are you laughing about that? Wait, every time we have an argument, there's actually no sort of resolution. We just like argue until we either like start making love or we both pass out. Isn't that funny, guys? No, it's not funny. It's a huge red flag. If you constantly argue about the same things and you find no resolution, then that's going to be your relationship ongoing until it eventually ends.
I just feel like this is a fake relationship. It doesn't feel real to me. Adrian, are you willing to move to Perth?
Is she willing to move to Sydney?
My nephew's life is here.
And my life's in Sydney.
Are you willing to do long distance for the rest of your lives?
Don't know how it's going to work. God works in mysterious ways,
That's right.
so for whatever
That's right.
reason, what's supposed to be will always be.
Wow, God does work in mysterious ways. Pause it. Just a lot of God chat in this video. One of my favourite things about Adrian, yeah, I said favourite, and I'm sure it's yours too, is that he doesn't answer questions. He just has another question. So that's all he does. He answers a question with a question. That's it. He doesn't answer anything. And somehow we're caught in this loop forever and no one's like stopping and going, no, wait. Answer the question and then I'll answer your question. But it doesn't really matter because God works in mysterious ways and we're just going to leave it up to him. And I can guarantee you, if there is a God, I don't think he's watching MAFS. Although he/she might be into the TMD, so who knows? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, so I guess so. My favourite part is when Cleo suggests that Mum and Afina should, leave so she can get her claws into him one-on-one.
The reality, your sister wasn't crying. Your sister was actually sleeping prior to you coming to
No,
the face.
she cried all
your
that
sister
day.
hadn't cried up until that point for the last week or whatever.
Lies.
But also, you got to remember too, just because someone
I do feel like
upset for a certain
you've
reason.
dismissed her feelings on multiple occasions. She was crying that morning. She sent me a
Yes.
message
She
that
wasn't.
morning.
Well, I wasn't with me.
So she was
It
crying.
wasn't with you. You didn't have to be there for you to be the cause of it. Oh, God, this guy's such a knob jockey. Yes, she had been crying that day because you guys weren't living together because the day prior you were being a D-bag. And it's hard to narrow down exactly when, but I know it happened. Hey, good news is at least this time Cleo isn't screaming her face off, which means she's getting her message across. Well, actually, is she? Because Adrian, I don't know if messages actually land with this guy. If his TikTok's anything to go by.
Doesn't look like I'm getting an apology from Cleo. I just wanted to tell her the truth, hey, I don't accept your actions, and I still don't, but whatever.
Overall, I didn't like that whole interaction. I'm looking at you as a chapter in her life. I just don't see you as the ending.
Oh, yes! And Finn. I don't need to go any further. That's it. I'm happy with that. Wrap it up. It seems like at this family catch-up, Adrian has Mum convinced that he's half all right. You know, the big smile and the charm and the decent looks have convinced Mum that he's a bit of a catch. Cleo is absolutely not buying it, not for a second. I will admit on that family and friends catch-up that Cleo went way too far. She needs to just dial it back. But I will always maintain that the energy was set by Adrian's friends and family. They set the tone. She just matched the level.
But just because the experiment comes to an end doesn't mean we come to an end. Let's see how we are outside this and go from there. And do long distance for a time. You just keep going from here. Do you know what I'm saying? Good blessing.
Why are we
Hey, you
giggling?
walk down that aisle.
Anyone else think that was just a little bit scripted? Like he joked that he could barely get through the script and that's why they were giggling? This whole bit of him, he loves Perth and it's great. He's absolutely 1000% not going to move there. Even though in the last few episodes, Adrian has said some things that I agree with. Oh, that's tough. I'm not buying any of this. All right, we are still in Perth and it's time for Carina to take Paul home. Lock up your doors. And just going off the promo, I think Paul is in for a real treat. Turns out Carina is still living at home for the moment after her most recent breakup, and there's an issue. Even though they are TV married, there is an issue.
They're married, but not in the law of the church, in the eyes of the church.
Separate rooms.
Okay. So they need to learn that when they come into the family home, they just need to be separated until they decide what their future is going to hold.
Oh, there he is.
This is what you have as well.
Oh, shit.
Next to your bed.
See, my nan's not religious, so I didn't have the whole religious thing in the, the traditional family home. She has those creepy dolls that lie up against the wall. Do you know what? If you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments below. They're haunting. In the guest room that I stay at my nan's, there's these dolls that are it looks like they're playing hide and seek and they're counting to a number and they're going to come and get you in your sleep. Okay, so even though I went to a religious school, my family, not religious. Me, I'm just whatever, you can believe what you believe. It doesn't really affect me. I don't judge you for believing it. I do love watching documentaries on religions and cults. A lot. I watch too much. For someone who doesn't believe in God, I tell you what, I watch way too many documentaries about them. It is interesting that in the family home, Mum's got these rules and Carina talks about being sort of her religion's really important to her and I get that, but if the religion's really important, why do you only follow some of the rules? You and Paul have been doing stuff and sharing a bed for a while. I don't know. It all seems confusing. Anyway, he is donning an Italian apron. The Frenchman is just the center of attention, which is what he loves most. It's all a bit new to him.
Everyone's looking down, and I'm the only one looking around. I'm I don't know what to say.
You don't have a religion that you belong to?
No, so I am particularly not religious, my parents aren't. But on my dad's side, obviously, some of them are Catholic,
Some
I
of
guess.
them.
Excellent. We are
excellent.
very
Good
religious.
Catholic.
And that is an important part in life because it brings you together as well. God is very important. You know, if that's something you would anticipate down the line, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think that plays a big part on Carina's mind as well.
Yeah, again, if it plays such a big part in Carina's mind, I don't know. It's like you pick and choosing the rules. It's all, I don't know. I don't understand. Paul goes on to talk about being open-minded when it comes to religion. And that's cool, but like the family can't expect that he will believe just because they do, right? I have friends who have gotten married to other people and they've been quite religious, but you know, their partner doesn't really sort of subscribe to it, but their kids are sort of, so I guess it's a balance, but just because you believe, like your partner doesn't have to believe either. I've also got friends where one person believes in aliens and their partner does not. And then there's like every female in my life, they believe in astrology and their husbands do not. My point is, you can be as open-minded as you want, Paul, which I don't think you're that open-minded, to be honest, but you either believe in the existence of God and want to follow this religion or you don't. And I don't think the family can expect you to do so. And you know what? That's kind of it from their homestays. We do not get to see Paul's home. Not sure why. Maybe there's no doors left. Let's take ourselves to my new home state of Melbourne, and Jamie isn't staying with Dave. She went home to hers. I guess, you know, she doesn't really know exactly which Dave she's going to get when they get to Melbourne. Like, is it the old Dave that we first met, or is it this new sort of body snatcher version? I don't know. Anyway, they have a sit down at a Greek restaurant, which is great because that's Jamie's home turf. Her sister Georgia's coming along, and it's so weird seeing all the flashbacks of Dave talking about how they've been so open and honest, like in the last Family and Friends catch up that Georgia was at, and how they've like had to answer the tough questions, and just turns out he was like burying all of that the entire time.
Cheers.
Cheers. How you going with the coffee?
Hey, you gotta look me in your eyes.
Wink at her.
7 years of bad sex or no sex, eh?
Well, turns out it's no sex. You know, no one said it was bad. It just means, it's just that he hasn't initiated any sex. Wait, rewind it a bit.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, he does
Hey, you gotta look me in
wink.
your eyes.
I don't know if that's Dave flirting or... Hey, cheers. I don't know if that's Dave flirting, but I do know that my partner winks at me when we cheers. And I'm going to talk to him directly after this to make sure that he's not doing it to anyone else, because that's cheating. Anyway, Georgia's got some hard questions.
So, are you falling in love with Jamie?
I'm not falling in love at the moment. No, the love's not there. But, you know, I really care about your sister. I look forward to opening up and compromising our lives together after this.
That doesn't make sense to me. How can you see a future with someone you don't have a love connection with?
But I want to get there, and I want to, I'm not the best at doing that, so I want to work on that.
For me personally, romantic feelings are instant. Not feelings of love, but romantic feelings of knowing that you want to be around them, whatnot. It's instant. You know whether they're a friend or they're more. You know that instantly.
You don't have romantic
feeling.
But I want to build on that.
I'm so confused. Okay, so let's like clear up love and romance. ChatGPT, what is the difference between romance and love?
Romance often involves the excitement, passion, and attraction you feel in the early stages of a relationship. It's about those butterflies, special moments, and gestures that make you feel special. Love, on the other hand, is deeper and more enduring. It involves a strong emotional connection, commitment, and care for each other's well-being, even when the initial excitement fades. Love is about supporting each other through thick and thin and building a life together.
With that description there, whether you agree with it or not, it seems like Dave does have romantic feelings towards Jamie, otherwise he wouldn't get to the point where he wanted to have sex with her. And it also seems like he doesn't really understand the feeling of love, which is actually more common than you think. There's a lot of people who are like, I don't really know what that's meant to feel like. And they're only referenced a lot of the times TV shows and movies. And that's not always correct. I kind of am feeling in this episode a little bit more confident that Dave actually has some sort of feeling for her. I don't know if it's going to get to love, but at least it doesn't seem like he's completely left his body like the last couple of eps.
Because I feel like I've been a really good partner throughout, apart from those certain bits.
You've been a good partner to me, 100%. No one is taking that away. We're talking about the things that take it from...
I'm talking about emotion. We're not talking about
like
being a partner.
a friendship to a relationship.
Do you see more of a friendship? A really good best friend friendship. This ain't a relationship. This is a friendship. It's a really good one.
Look, she might be right there, but like unless you're in it, you just don't know. And it seems like he can't explain his feelings. Like he wants to move forward and show her that he can do this. He feels like he's, I don't know, it feels a little bit like he's just trying to prove a point. But deep down, I think he just doesn't know his own emotions. Dave is confused, but her sister is saying it's not confusing. But it can be, so Georgia, calm down. They do chat more about where this is going, and Jamie says that it's unsafe to have feelings for Dave, which really says a lot. Like, she can see that he's put in effort, but does he actually desire her? He goes on to say that he does care for her, which I don't doubt, but she just can't really see that he's fighting for it.
That desire and that want to be with me, I just don't necessarily know if that's there.
You know, I do care about you and you are an amazing person, and it does hurt my heart. So the feelings are there, and I've dropped the ball, and I'm sorry for that. That won't happen again. I don't want to hurt you at all because I care about you. I want to work on expressing the emotional, romantic side.
I guess there's like expressing how you feel though, Dave, and actually feeling those feelings. You shouldn't be with someone just because they love you hard. If you can't love them back, they're not going to love you enough for the both of you. Does that make sense at all? It seems like we're starting to see like the original Dave, well, what we think is the original Dave a little bit more, but still, I'm not entirely sure.
Do you reckon you can do that then?
You're worth doing that for.
Are you still going to romance me? Do nice surprises?
Yeah.
With those responses, I'm not filled with confidence. At Jamie's place, look how far he has to bend down. Look how tall he is. That machine on the wall is so far away where it should be to see his face. And I have questions about Jamie's place.
This is nice.
Is this really her house?
Whoa, how good's that view? Very nice. You got it made. Oh.
Yeah, you're fine.
Jamie, I've got a question. Bring it in. Hey, Jamie, where's all your stuff? Like, I like the minimalist life. Like, I don't want clutter, but where's your stuff? Where's the stuff that makes it like your house? There's like nothing there. It feels like where a divorcee goes when, you know, the marriage falls apart and like a serviced apartment. That's what it feels like. It's got a good view, but do you actually live there? Now, as a lot of people pointed out in the chat, the reason that Dave might have been so odd lately is because he's been under a lot of stress because his dad has cancer and multiple tumours. And no doubt that this situation would be playing on his mind. It is still odd for him to disappear so much, but stress can make you do weird things. There's also another hot fan theory that we covered in the last video where everyone thinks that he and Veronica did something and that's why he's being so weird.
It's been so negative over 4 years.
Yeah.
And then now we get this news. Like, what does that mean though? Like,
It was 3 tumours. 2 tumours have shrunk. And
Significantly shrunk.
And the 3rd tumour's gone. Another 4 doses should hopefully clean it up.
Yep.
And something's finally
working.
happened. Yeah. Finally got news after all this time.
I'm so glad that my dad's turned the corner.
Oh, that's such good news. Pause it. Watching Dave catch up with members of his family and his dad at this time, it looks like he's a bit back to the original Dave that we'd first met. And he does kind of explain that his brain's been in 2 places at once. All right, just like a little bit of fun with Adrian, this one's going to be super quick. It's time for a homestay with Ree and Jeff, and Ree returning to the scene of the crime. Crimes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Again.
Feels like I was here yesterday. I actually think I've never been in here in daylight, ever.
Oh, you dirty little minx. Oh, I've never been here in the day. Is this what it looks like? You always kick me out before the sun rises. And apart from that, there's not a lot for me to really talk about because MAFS has just seemed to like not really focus on Jeff and Ree unless they're causing TMD.
I'm looking forward to coming back here.
Yeah.
And like starting the next chapter of our life.
Me too.
In saying that,
life.
Oh.
Here is a key to my apartment.
Oh, so cute. Thank you.
So come over whenever.
Giving her a key. Geez, if you know what, if they'd only just stuck with it after meeting each other and banging a few times from Tinder, you know, they wouldn't have had to do all this. but I guess they probably wanted to do this for the fame, right? Yeah, Insta followers. I forget all the time. It is kind of wild that they're sitting there talking about starting their next chapter. Like, I just didn't see it for these two. Like, they didn't seem that, like, connected. Maybe that's all pretend. Is it pretend? It is time to see what's happening with Beth and TJ. Unlike Paul and Carina, TJ and Beth can share a bed and a room together. Oh, a scandalo. Which is good because after their most recent date, they did the sex for the second time, which means good things, I think. Not only has some family arrived, but also Darcy, the BFF of Beth, is here, and he has a real vibe about him. A TMD vibe, if you get what I mean. Yes, it's time for an English roast dinner, but roasting is most certainly going to be happening.
Can I ask what you like about Beth?
Yeah.
I like how she makes me feel.
I don't know TJ, but listening to some of the stuff that he set up, I'm like, wow, this seems really rehearsed and like very scripted.
I love how she interacts with you.
Like, it's hard to say whether or not he's just saying the right things.
The friendship side of things between Beth and I is friendship, and the connection that we have is super, super strong.
Friendship. Using the word friendship quite a lot. I would say relationship, not like friendship.
That word's been used a lot to describe your marriage.
Mr. Darcy is messy AF, and it is perfect for the drama that I needed for this episode, so thank you, sir. He does use the word friendship a lot because I think that's all he's got with Beth, just a friendship. You know, they haven't really featured a lot because there's been so much other trash, mess and drama, so why would the producers need to focus on their relationship? But it's not all smooth sailing. TJ also does this, correct? Absolutely. Like he's in some sort of job interview.
We don't know what's on the horizon. Like, I care so much for Beth. So
I care about my dog. Like, I can say, like, yeah, I care about this person. I care about, like, I know straight away whether or not, like, I want to initiate something a little bit further.
Absolutely. I think I've been pretty transparent with how I feel about Beth throughout this entire experiment. And I don't think there's anything that either one of us could say right now that it'd be a blindside to how we're both feeling. I see Beth in my life for a long time. In what aspect that is
I get it. When you meet the close friends and family, there can be a lot of grilling, and it's a lot when you meet, you know, your partner's nearest and dearest. But it seems like, but TJ is very, very careful with the words that he is using. It sounds like we're in a boardroom, and sexy things do not happen in a boardroom, TJ. The BFF Darcy goes on and shares with Beth that he feels that everything that TJ is doing is rehearsed and he's just going through the motions. And I think he is, so he can kind of get out of this unscathed. And I get it. Beth is a little bit wooed because he's very beautiful and he dresses well and he's got those beautiful eyes. Hey, TJ, I'm here. Even though they've done the deed again, she still doesn't feel desired by TJ. They sit down with his friends and they explain that there is a distance between them at times, which we've not heard anything of. And there's no consistency in their relationship. Hence why only bang twice in the how many weeks they've been there.
Is our connection going to flourish into a relationship?
Right.
So there's obviously something that's lacking between us for me to say, yes, I want to have a relationship with this person.
Whoa, she's sitting right there, mate.
That was really hard to hear. I'm in the situation that I dreaded the most, that I have feelings for my partner and he possibly doesn't have them for me.
Not possibly, he doesn't. During this whole catch up with the friends, it seems like TJ is planning his escape. You know what I mean? Like he's choosing his words very carefully. He's saying, like, I'm being open and transparent. Anytime people use the word transparent, I just think of my old general manager. He would always go, I'm being very, very open and transparent. And the whole time, they were not being transparent. No. Big, big lies. And once again, we're in the situation of that movie, He's Just Not That Into You, but this time it features the lead actor, TJ.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've been pretty transparent with how I feel.
Say it again!
I was the first one to say that I'm not getting that connection that I want.
To be honest, another thing that's confused me is you said that you needed more of an emotional connection to be intimate. We wrote stay at the last commitment ceremony. A few days later, you then sleep with me again, which then makes me think maybe he's connecting more. And then a few days after that, you're telling me that you don't see this progressing outside, and that's really, really confused me.
But you wanted to sleep together, so I'm trying to look out for your needs too. Then
of course
if we
I
don't
do.
sleep
Can you understand where that comes from my point of view? Is like, we both said stay. You've been saying this whole time that you needed more of a connection to sleep with me, and then you sleep with me. Of course I'm gonna think, okay, great. He feels more connected to me. We come to Homestays and this is now where we're at. Of course I'm feeling confused and hurt.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought you know, let's just give it a go. Let's try and just get past that.
give it a go.
I'm just not feeling that connection. Like we mentioned, I'm just not feeling that connection.
Oh, let's just give it a go. You can see the confusion on Beth's part, right? And you also can't blame TJ for giving it a go. You know, and have a crack to see if anything sparks. If he didn't, he'd be blamed for not trying. You know what I mean? It just would have been easier if he said, you know what? I'm just not into it. Like, we've been in this a while now. Like, I definitely gave it longer than Timmy boy, Timmy for the binny, and it's just not happening. And that's okay, because the experiment is flawed. Beth says that she would have had rather him bail than take him back to her family home. So it is weird that he would go that far to like the homestay part of it. Apart from his friends, we don't get to meet any other nearest and dearest, and we certainly don't get to see TJ's house, which I think speaks volumes. As expected, another coasting TV marriage that is going nowhere, and once we get to the final vows, it's going to be a huge I don't. And finally now, we've got Jack and Rai, and we're at Jack's home, which is Manly, the northern beaches of New South Wales. Yes, the coastal area of Sydney. And so many incredible love lab rats have come from there. Alyssa, who has a child. Also Duncan. Remember Duncan? What's his secret? The secret was Evelyn, you know what I mean? And now, the unhinged Kiwi, Jack.
So welcome to Manly.
Smell the lifestyle.
Look at that, he's just a marketing genius as well. Smell the lifestyle. She is already freaking out when he comes too close to the bed with his shoes. Already. I'm smelling the lifestyle, and the lifestyle smells really uptight and pretentious.
You don't get sarcasm sometimes, do you?
We're not in a banter place, Ryan.
Oh, we're not in a banter place.
I'm a fan of it.
I think we've got different senses of humour.
I'm already feeling quite annoyed by him.
He's not coming to my level. He's not picking up on the cues. It's similar to me teasing you about how your beard isn't very manly.
My beard?
It's not very manly.
What is she talking about? It's taken literally 3 seconds in this edit for them to completely fall apart. Also, I don't understand what having a beard has to do with you not being a man. Like, I thought having a beard was quite a masculine feature. It doesn't define me because I can't grow one. Look how patchy this shit is. But I do look at men with beards and I'm like, look at that masculine beard. I think we can all agree a man with a beard comes across a lot more masculine. And she reckons that having a beard isn't manly. Oh, manly. Smell the lifestyle. How have these two survived this entire time? Like, I mean, how?
Ryan's beard is kind of annoying me because I have experienced an unwillingness to compromise on every single thing that's ever popped up in our relationship. And I'm really frustrated about the way that Ryan is so attached to his identity as a man.
You know how you would never go brunette? That's not what I want.
Why?
Now you're being a child. This is my preference, and you're entitled to every preference you want about your appearance.
Conversations about why
Yes, it
you
is.
wouldn't consider being clean shaven.
Jackie is the most difficult person I've ever tried to date in my life.
Tried to date. It's not, you know, it's the most difficult person I've ever dated. It's the most difficult person I've tried to date. Like, he's really trying to date her, but it's just not happening. Oh, God, I've got so many thoughts and feelings about Ryan, but Jack, what the what are you on? You don't just get to dictate if someone has something about them that you want to change. Like, you don't get to do that. You either like the person for who they are and you accept them, or you don't. And it sounds like you just don't. You can't just go, well, we can only be together if you have a clean shaven every day. Shut up. You don't get to pick that. And also, stop talking as if you're this incredible prize. All right, everybody is flawed. You're not this amazing prize that someone's waiting to win. Shut up. And I also hate agreeing with Rai, but he is correct. He's not going to tell you exactly what hair color you should have, because that would be controlling and gross. Although I wouldn't put it past him to do that. And yet you think it's okay for you to go, no, get rid of this. It's not manly enough for me.
Your brain is so small.
My brain is small?
Yeah.
Oh, my
I can't
Lord.
conversate
You're
with
so
you.
You're just going to sit there and go, why? That annoys the shit out of me.
Okay.
It's a beard, Jackie. Just enough.
I don't know if he's saying enough to the producers or if he's just saying enough to Jackie again. But I agree, enough with both of you. As funny as this is, why are we still doing this? Somehow the experts have gaslit these two into thinking that it's meant to work. Although maybe they gaslit themselves because they would get on the couch and they would say all the reasons as to why it doesn't work, and then they would convince them that no, it's meant to work. Not the experts, they were convincing themselves. So I don't know who's to blame for this. Jackie has come out in the media and said all kinds of things about Ryan, like heaps and heaps of stuff. I'm not saying he's innocent. I don't know. I don't have all the footage. But when you see her behavior, you're like, yeah, but what about your behavior? You just basically call him stupid every chance that you get. And he does the same. So how is he any worse than you? Anyway, they just have to sit in the backyard and cool down.
I didn't come to your home to argue with you.
I didn't bring you here to listen to your bullshit.
It was so sad that I was given someone who's not open to anything. I can't even nudge him to anything. He's so stubborn and stuck in his ways on absolutely everything.
You seem to think you're constantly a victim here.
Don't have a victim.
Shits me up a little, honestly.
I don't. Whenever I ever call myself a victim. Ever.
Like the way,
I never call myself a victim.
Ever. In the media now, it seems like you're painting yourself as quite a victim to the show's producers, to Ryan specifically. Apparently he yelled at you a lot. So yeah, I would say that, yep, victim, yep. He talks down to her and then she's always diminishing him as a human, like telling him what he needs to change. Both very fucked things to do to each other. Jackie boggles my brain because it seems like in Jackie's world, she can kind of do anything, but the same rules don't apply to Jackie that they do for everyone else. Anyway, Ryan then suggests that they should stop arguing for a second and go for a walk to get flowers.
Yeah, he thinks he's taking me to get flowers, but it's the other way around. You know, like I said, we're going to get flowers, and then he said, we're going to get flowers. Like, instead of just agreeing with me, he decided to make it his idea.
Maybe he didn't hear you. I don't know. Maybe he did and he's just a POS. I don't know. But either way, you're getting what you want, right? You're going to get flowers and still you're complaining about it.
I think the best case scenario is that Ryan stops trying to make this about the Ryan show and just appreciates me. Like, I want him to care about what I think. I want him to buy me flowers.
They're careful, they're delicate.
Literally, if he offers to buy me flowers, I'll be shocked.
It's $113 altogether.
Put that on cards.
Here we go.
Yeah, okay.
You don't have to pay for it, it's okay.
Oh!
Why?
Yeah, I want to get you a present. I haven't got you new flowers for the apartment because we're not there, so I'll get you these.
Thank you.
Thank you. So she got the flowers and a vase. She spent over $100 on flowers. You know what? People talk about like the economy's not doing so great, but she's got that flower money, flower and vase money. Wow. I guess it's Ryan's flower and vase money to be. You know what? She probably stayed so she could complain and be the victim more. All right, so she gets what she wants. She's back in Manly. She's back at her own house. She's berated Ryan. That seems to be her favorite thing to do. She's gone and gotten flowers. He's paid for them. And then...
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, she's crying again. What are you crying for now? Jackie needs to go and figure out exactly why her emotions are all over the shop. Because it cannot be all Ryan's fault. Now we've done Jackie's version of Sydney. We're going to head to southwest Sydney, which I can only imagine will bring more tears because there are no beaches where they're going. 0 beaches. And then the voiceover lady is being shady AF as she calls Rai's place a suburban slice of paradise. Sounds like a lot of sarcasm from the VO lady. Come on, Helen. The whole place is giving like Bachelor went to fantastic furniture. End of story.
Wow. So this is the lounge room. This is the main area. That's a 250-year-old Edo period katana. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about this type of stuff. Got the vision board over there. This is basically
it's
Ryan's
a whiteboard.
room.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's so much to insult the eyes. Okay, well, apart from all the stuff that's like borderline a little bit hoardery, just for me, because I like to keep it sort of cut back. The only thing that I have a lot of stuff of is just like technical stuff to make my dreams a reality. But apart from that, I don't want too much stuff. There's just too many knickknacks in this house for me. But it doesn't look unclean. Is it unclean?
I just think he's been alone here for 7 years, and maybe he isn't even aware of how lonely he is. It really reminds me of the elderly, because a lot of elderly live in homes where they're alone for 7, 10, 15 years.
This is a 70-year-old kimono.
It was so sweet of him to be so confident and so happy to bring me in.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. So she just feels really sorry for him because he's like, here's my home. I love my home. And she's like, oh, bless you for loving your home, but you shouldn't. It's a hole. Oh, Jackie, that's not the way to go about that. Why also Jackie made it sound like, you know, the elderly, we just put them in their homes and we let them like be there for 10 to 15 years until they die. And that's it. We just leave them there. But don't worry. Jack is ready to turn this bachelor pad into a jacular pad because there's mold on the blinds, it turns out. So that is actually gross. And then she put some notes on the vision board and I thought we could have a read together. Okay, so on the board, we've got clean wash fabrics and sheets, move office back into office, pack stuff away into box, drink wine and beverages. Oh, drink them all. Remove Dragon Ball Z poster from wall, place sword on a shelf, not table, brush Freya, that's the dog, restock toothpaste, throw old eggs away. Yeah, do that. Go through clothes and donate old ones. Oh, we've got a second pillow already. Go to Kmart for fresh pillows, couch decor, mop floors, get carpet cleaner on couch to remove old smell. Oh, gross. And pat Freya and let her inside during the day or get a friend so she isn't so lonely outside and mow the lawns. Oh my goodness. What a list. What a list that has been put on the vision board. It's just not a vision board, it's a whiteboard. And why does he have a whiteboard in his house? I guess this is where he does all these big business stuff, right?
Gonna pull pretty hard because there's so many smells here.
I'll be fine like that.
No, it's too much lead.
Why?
Because she might wander off into...
You okay?
Make sure she's not walking
He's
you.
so dominant
Okay.
over the dog.
Don't pull.
You hear that
Don't
on a
pull.
podcast.
He's got to know that you're the boss. She's the other girl in my life and she's in control right now.
There's nothing wrong with letting the dog take the lead for us.
No, Jackie, this is my dog, all right? And you're going to listen to me because I know her back to front. I know what she tries to get away with, all right? So if you could just respect that, that'd be great. This is not what I wanted for our first walk. Tell me how to manage my pet. It's a no-no.
This is not what I wanted for our first walk. Oh, shit, this guy's not real. They're both not real. It's insanity. So many instances of this, Ryan speaks to her just so poorly. It's gross, his tone, the way he says it's just awful. And then so many things Jackie does that are just equally as terrible. And generally when you watch these shows, you're like either rooting for the relationship or you're rooting for one person over the other. But this, I'm just kind of like hoping for them to go away as soon as possible. Jack is looking for a reset button, but I don't even think if you like found the reset button, whether it would be on your, like, I don't know where it would be on your relationship, but even if you find it, like, and you hold it in for 10 seconds, it doesn't matter how long you hold it in for. I don't think there's a reset strong enough to like fix this for you. It seems like Jackie would only ever want to be with Ryan if he did everything she wanted and also lived like 4 minutes away in Manly. Rai has worded his friends up as they have a catch up for a bevy and a blow up. Oh yeah, he shared about one of the letters. It's hard to keep track of the letters because none of them are good for Ryan.
Yeah, I think it was quite a long time ago, so I can't remember exactly what I said. Brian's career path is unstable financially. Is this kind of like I would be linked on as the primary consistent financial source if Brian's potentially going in and out?
You need to compromise and you need to bring out the best in each other. And there are going to be points in your... Don't look away from me when I'm talking to you.
It sounds very much like not really acknowledging the hard work he has put in. Because you can't buy a house without being stable. He's worked for himself. It feels like you're trying to diminish him as to like...
That's your projection.
That's what I'm receiving from you.
Well, I don't know where you're getting that from.
From your mouth hole. At the start of that, Rai's friend called it Reflections Week. And I don't think there is a thing called Reflections Week, but you know what? I'd bloody love there to be one. But we just watched it then, like she diminished what he does for work and also how he lives. Rai's mate just isn't happy with any of this. He says that she has some sort of distorted view on him. And I do think that the mate, Jeff, is correct in saying that Jack will never be happy with this attitude that she's got and the expectations that she has.
How have you seen her last relationship play out? Because I do hear a lot about how...
So I had really healthy
let your
relationships.
friend speak. It wasn't to
and
you.
The fighting and the arguing is not what I like. Like
But
I want to
level
be
of
in a
disagreement's
peaceful
healthy.
environment.
No one likes...
We're in
I
the
don't
best
think you need
relationship.
to have arguments. You can communicate your
So why do you and
preferences and then
Ryan have that issue
negotiate.
then?
Well, it's Ryan getting defensive all the time.
Blame him, Jackie. I saw you do it.
Ryan is not a great guy in any situation, but it's not all him. Like, that's delusional that you would think that.
You're talking over me,
Well, you've done that to me last time, Han. How does it feel?
If I don't agree with you almost immediately,
so
I am
messy.
defensive or I'm deflecting. I'm like, I can't win in the conversation.
Because I saw it last time we were sitting with you at the table.
Because he's
and then you
telling
called him a
lies.
gaslighter.
Pissed off
Because he's lying.
You were
And-
rolling your eyes and laughing every time he spoke.
Because
to me,
he's lying.
that
No,
doesn't
I lied.
Yeah.
You're being really rude.
And how much of a dud he is, which is an
You're being
absolute
really
joke of a
rude
human
now.
being. You've been rude to him the whole time. He's been
Jackie, we
ripped
sat there and
of this
watched your
experiment.
behaviour
He's
last
been
time.
absolutely
You were
ripped
so
off this experiment they
rude
put you.
and so
Absolutely
dismissive.
ripped.
Well, then why did you come and visit us?
You've been absolutely gypped of this
Visit
experiment,
you.
bro.
That's really rude to say.
I'll say it again. I think he's been absolutely gypped of this experiment by being put with you.
Ah! Oh, God. He said it like 50 times and no one was listening, and then he got it in. If you missed it, Jeff thinks that Rai has been completely gypped of this experience. If you don't know what gypped means, it probably means like ripped off of this experience by being partnered with Jack. At the end of this, Jackie and her friend walk away, and she obviously cries some more, and the friend consoles her. And I don't know, the friend is really, she was of no consequence, the friend, to this whole catch up. She had nothing. She didn't have anything to really say. And the one time she was going to speak, when Ryan directly addressed her, Jackie spoke for her. So, whew, that was a lot. That was a lot to get through, that one. Jeez, we had to end on Ryan and Jack, didn't we? That is it for another rehash. If you want to support the channel, because my situation, just like Ryan's, is also not financially stable, you can go to rehash.com.au. I hope my partner doesn't judge me for it. You can also give thanks with the button below. Tomorrow, I'll be covering the dinner party, as we are now back on track with Rehash, and more surprises coming up this week.